Before demonstrating the repair process, let's take a look at how easy it is to repair screen damage. The damaged area is drilled out and the repair bridge attached. The injector is inserted in contact with the screen. The ultraviolet resin is injected and runs part way into the damaged area. The plunger is inserted, forcing resin from the reservoir in the tip of the injector into the bullseye. When the plunger is unscrewed, a vacuum is created which sucks air out, allowing more resin to be forced in when the plunger is screwed down again. This procedure is repeated several times until the damaged area has been filled with resin and all the air has been drawn out. Pit fill resin is then applied, covered with a plastic patch, and cured. The excess resin is removed with a razor blade. It's important that the inside and outside of the screen are thoroughly cleaned with a dry cloth before using any repair materials. Windscreen cleaners must not be used because they could penetrate through the damaged area and attack the polyvinyl layer in the center of the glass. The inspection mirror will enable the technician who will be working mainly outside the vehicle to see how the repair is progressing from inside. A film of the water-soluble gel is applied to the suckers to aid adhesion. The mirror should be fitted to the inside of the screen directly behind the damage. When using the drill, it's essential that the eyes are protected. The 1 mm blue burr should be used for bullseyes. It's inserted into the collet and tightened using the locking button. The drill is switched on and a slow speed selected. The burring operation will ensure that any dirt, grease or loose glass around the impact area are removed. The repair bridge will now be attached to the screen. The 3 screws are backed off until they're flush with the bridge. A coating of the gel is smeared onto both suckers. The repair bridge should preferably be offered up to the screen with the long leg uppermost, but it may also be applied with the long leg pointing straight down. In either case, the threaded hole must be directly over the center point of the bullseye. With the suckers well attached, the long leg is held down. The other 2 adjusting screws are then tightened until they make light contact with the glass. The single screw at the end of the long leg is tightened, raising the leg until it's parallel to the screen surface. Finally, a check is made that the bridge is securely fixed to the screen. The resin pack is opened, and the injector is screwed into the threaded hole in the repair bridge until the white PVC seal makes firm contact with the undamaged glass around the edge of the damaged area. When viewed through the hole, the center of the bullseye should be at the center of the injector. The 2 screws nearest to the injector are unscrewed, causing the seal to be pressed tightly against the glass. Skin and eyes should be protected against accidental contact with the resin. Protective glasses are essential. The hands must be protected by using Esprit barrier cream, disposable gloves, or both. Having fitted the needle to the syringe, the resin container is turned upside down and the needle is used to penetrate the seal. 0.25 mm of resin are required, a quarter of the syringe's capacity. The resin is squirted into the injector. The plunger is screwed slowly into the injector, pushing the resin to the edges of the damage until a slight resistance is felt. At the same time, the white seal, which should be viewed in the mirror, will begin to expand, and the bullseye will start to disappear from the center outwards. No more pressure should be applied to the plunger screw at this stage. As soon as the resin stops flowing into the damage, the plunger should be unscrewed about 5 millimeters, causing a vacuum, which sucks out any air. After 10 to 15 seconds, the plunger is tightened again, pushing even more resin into the break in place of the air. Each time the plunger is unscrewed, air is drawn out, and each time it's screwed in, more resin is forced into the break. This operation is repeated between 4 and 6 times, until all the air has been removed and the damaged area is full of resin. Sometimes the standard air removal procedure is unsuccessful and traces of air reappear whenever the plunger screw is released. In such cases, the plunger is screwed down again, and using the torch supplied in the kit, a check is made that all the air has been forced out. Keeping the pressure on the plunger, the UV lamp is held on the screen, pointing at the repair area. A curing time of 5 minutes is required. The standard repair procedure may then be continued. The repair bridge is removed and the excess resin wiped off. In cold weather, the pit fill resin may need warming slightly prior to use. A drop of the resin is applied to the remaining surface chip, covered with UV plastic sheet, and cured for 3 to 5 minutes with the UV lamp. Repairs should preferably be carried out in a workshop or somewhere out of direct sunlight to prevent premature curing of the resin. The plastic sheet is removed and a razor blade is used to shave off the excess resin until it's almost flush with the glass. To ensure a smooth finish, the blade must be held at right angles to the screen. A drop of Esprit pit fill polish is applied to the repaired area, which is polished with a very soft cloth or with polishing tissue until clear. The bullseye is now repaired. Star brakes like these can also be repaired easily. The repair procedure is the same as for bullseyes for the initial 10 steps described in the Esprit training manual. Having cleaned the screen inside and out, gel is smeared onto the suckers and the mirror is fixed to the inside of the screen. Using the blue drill burr, particles of glass and dirt are removed from the impact area. The adjusting screws on the repair bridge are backed off and a coating of gel is smeared onto the suckers. The bridge is positioned with the long leg pointing either straight up or straight down, with the threaded hole directly over the point of impact. The single screw is adjusted so that the long leg is parallel to the glass and the bridge is securely fixed. The resin pack is opened and the injector screwed down onto the center of the damage until the white seal makes firm contact with the screen. Resin is withdrawn from the capsule with the syringe and injected into the center of the star brake. The plunger is screwed slowly into the injector. When a slight resistance is felt and the white seal is seen in the mirror to expand, the pressure is sufficient and the plunger should not be tightened further. The plunger is unscrewed and tightened again up to 6 times as before, sucking out air and forcing in resin. At this stage, the center of the star brake appears to have been repaired, but the radiating cracks are still visible. The pressure must now be kept on the plunger for about 5 minutes to allow time for the resin to penetrate into the cracks before further inspection. The repair is progressing satisfactorily if, when viewed from the side, the cracks appear to vanish. From square on, they will remain visible until after curing. If the resin fails to penetrate to the ends of any of the cracks, under no circumstances should pressure be applied to the screen to speed up the process. The correct procedure is to remove the inspection mirror and to heat the inside of the screen gently with a hot air gun. This operation must be performed with great care because overheating will cause the cracks in the star brakes to close up and prevent the resin from penetrating. Star brakes should be cured for 5 minutes with the repair bridge still attached to the screen. The repair continues in the same way as the repair of the bullseye. pit fill resin is applied and cured under the UV light for 4 minutes. After shaving off the excess resin, the area is polished with the pit fill polish to complete the repair.